Welcome everyone to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Now this game is something else. It has beautiful visuals with nature and cities, engaging gameplay, sword fights, knights. It has everything. It is my game of the... Hold on, I just got a call. Uh-huh. Yeah? What? The wrong game? I'm playing the wrong game? Are you serious? Well, here I was, hoping that I would be able to play this game, but well, I guess not. Maybe some other time.
I feel quite hungry!
Na zdraví, my drunk Bohemian friends, and welcome to Bohemia. Here we are in the middle of Europe under the Austrian Empire. So basically we're still a puppet of Austria, but we're led by Mr. Tomáš Garik Masaryk. We have a bunch of national spirits, some Germans causing issues here, some nice universities. Of course we have Skoda, let's go. Issues with some rule stuff, and of course the legacy of the coronation. Kaiser Karl is still the emperor of Bohemia, but will he be for long? Stay tuned to find out. Bohemia has this huge, massive focus tree with a bunch of great paths. Like, just zooming out, look at this beast. This is a true behemoth. But basically, it's not as big as it seems, because we start here with this mini tree with Masaryk, and spoiler alert, he will die. And basically, afterwards, you have these trees where you can choose your political party for the time being, and afterwards, we can either declare ourselves as a sovereign, independent nation or stay under the Austrian Empire. Have a guess in the comment section which path I will choose, whether I want to be independent or not. But basically, whenever you become independent, that's where you really get to choose your paths, and there's a bunch of different ones. Like, it's pretty much crazy. You can do like 10 videos on Bohemia alone. It's a fun nation, fun little build-up, and of course, we have beer. Speaking of, I hope everyone will join me in cracking open a cold one right now. Oh, that's the stuff. Hey, you right there. I don't think you cracked open a beer. I saw you. Now, either go and grab one, or otherwise you have to subscribe to this channel and like the video. It's your choice. You can pick either one, but if you do neither, Henry of Skalitz is coming for you. Bohemia starts with a nice army, well, nice, of 11 divisions. We have 20 factories, which is actually pretty decent. I think I'm gonna start with some infrastructure, and of course do the basic research. Nothing really too special about anything. And we're gonna set the focus tree. And speaking of, there's this mechanic where we have to either go farther or closer to revolt. I believe if we're too far away from revolting, unfortunately, we can't do the revolution. But for the time being, it's sort of a waiting game. Oh, and you want to do some reading? Well, here you go. If you want to hear more about the history of Bohemia here in Kaiserredux world, go ahead, give it a read. Basically, the short end of the stick is that, yeah, there's sort of some schisms between Czech or Czechoslovakian nationalism and the Kaiser call of the Austrian Empire. So we have to basically balance out between the two. But if you want to read more, go ahead. And our beloved leader, TJ Masaryk, is on his last legs. As you can tell, he's slowly approaching the end of his life. We'll see what happens, because obviously there's going to be a power vacuum whenever he dies. And here it is a sad day for Bohemia, the death of TJ Masaryk. All of Bohemia mourns on the 4th of July 1936, news broke from Prague Castle of the long coming demise of TJ Masaryk. So he is no more, and for the time being, his right-hand man, Edvard Beneš, has taken over, while the state of Bohemia enters a state of mourning. We will have elections soon to find out who will lead us next. Oh, and look at our sub-ideology. It's National Socialism. Oh, this didn't turn out the way I thought. And here we are. The results for the elections are in. In all honesty, it really doesn't matter who I choose here. All of the paths for different parties just give you different types of bonuses and factories. Sure, maybe you could min-max these and do the best one, but you know what? I'm not here for that. I'm here for some fun RP. For the path I'm doing, just as long as I don't select the Social Democrats, we're gonna be fine. I believe we are going to be selecting the CSL, or the Česká strana lidová, with the leader of Jan Šrámek, and the Christian Socialists. Because of course, the Christian Democrats love beer and love alcohol, hint hint. So right now, I'm just gonna be going down this focus tree until eventually I get to this point where I can proclaim the revolution. Of course, I'm also training up some troops, because if we look at this focus, we're gonna end up at war with the entirety of the Austrian Empire. So I better be ready. Oh my god, it has taken forever, but finally we're down here. I mean, I took 2 extra focuses, but still, it's mid 1938, so it's a lot of waiting around and building up. But our country is actually looking pretty good. I have around 35 divisions and still a few more coming. Almost 40 factories. And look at this, the Austrians and the Hungarians are fighting Illyria. So as soon as we'll be able to revolt, I don't think they're gonna stand a chance, because I'm actually not at war with Illyria. We do not have to accept the call to arms. That's a benefit of being an autonomous puppet rather than, well, a normal puppet. But yes, we're finally doing the declaration on Wenceslas Square. Austria cares not for Bohemia. The Kaiser only seeks to dominate us and exploit us for his own gain. If we are to gain anything, we must take it. Alright, we also have a choice here. We can either remain as Bohemia, or we could try and focus on the Czechoslovak dream. And this gives me course on all of Slovakia. And of course, we want to go for Czechoslovakia. I believe it says right here, yeah. Whenever the revolution happens, if we manage to take the states in southern Slovakia, we'll be able to get them once we go to peace. So we also want to push here to the Slovak areas. Alright, it is almost time. Just a few more days and the revolution is here. Thankfully, the Austrians and Hungarians are still preoccupied with the Illyrians. This was sort of a lucky little distraction for them. Here we go, they have some troops on our borders, and here we go, the Bohemian Revolution. It is on. And we get some guerrilla troops, I believe. Yeah, that's gonna help me out. And we could either try to hold on for, I believe, around 200 days, or we could try and push. And I believe I do want to push, because obviously I have the Czechoslovak course. And if I manage to take those, we're gonna be even chunkier after the war. And here we go, slow the game down. I actually have some air force. Of course I didn't train them up, whatever. Just immediately start pushing, because of course they have to flood their troops from the Illyrian border back here. Let's see if Budapest is open. That would be huge if we were able to just go and take it. And maybe cut off Galicia as well. Just go, my beautiful drunk Bohemians. I mean, I don't think they're drunk yet. We are a Christian democratic nation after all. Let's see if I can get and save some of these guys, some of the guerrillas that rose up. Alright. They do have a bigger army than me and the Illyrians combined, so obviously that's their advantage, but we have the element of surprise. Let's see. Some of the Austrians got stuck fighting here, and it's one of those weird Hearts of Iron bugs that really still exist in the game. I believe if we win these battles, these divisions just die and disappear basically. Alright, look at that. We got sort of an encirclement. It's not one yet because I don't have a lot of troops out there. The Austrians are last standing everywhere. Of course, that's gonna slow our advance a little bit. I think this one horse division is dead. I'm sorry, my friend. Okay, stop the press. We could take the most important Austrian city. Come on, get to that fucking city. And YouTube, I did not swear. That wasn't a swear word. That was just saying the name of the city. Oh, and there's another really nice named city here in Newfoundland called Dildo. How about it? Oh my goodness, that was fast. I did not expect this to happen so quickly. I didn't even take Vienna or anything. I think I took Budapest, and I did cut the Austrians in half as well. Maybe that caused it, I don't know. Or maybe it was because I just took fucking, of course. I wonder, how do you actually pronounce the city name? Are there any Austrians or German speakers here in the comments? Is it like Fuking or Fucking? I don't speak German, sorry. But yeah, we did get the ceasefire here in Vienna. the Austrians were forced to renounce their rights to Bohemia. And look at this, we are the Republic of Czechoslovakia, and we also got all the Slovakian lands, and we essentially doubled in size and weakened the Austrians quite a bit. We are independent, and now it's time to roll. Alright, a quick question. Have you finished your beers yet? Because I have finished mine. And this huge question is that whether we want to make Czechoslovakia a dry state with prohibition. What are we gonna say? Is Czechoslovakia gonna be a dry state, or should our stains be ever full? Of course, we shall never be a dry state. Let the alcohol flow. And alright, cheers to that. Let's crack open a new cold one. Alright, so I just finished, well, not finished, but made up to this focus here. The two dialects of one Czechoslovakia. Basically, we got a bunch of debuffs to our country. For instance, our stability and war support are just terrible. We did unlock expansionist tree, which is huge, and I believe I want to rush down to get this war goal on Hungary, because when we look at our cores and claims, Hungary still has some. And right now the Austrian Empire is weak. As you can see, the Illyrians are actually pushing into Hungary and Austria. And I believe if I can split up and get some puppets from Hungary and Austria as well, we're gonna be looking really strong. Alrighty, I think I'm about ready to go in against the Hungarians once more. Here we go. Czechoslovakia versus Austria, part 2, electric boogaloo. Here we are. Ready to attack. I think I'm ready. Oh yeah, look at those green bubbles. Ooh, bunch of them are green. That's really nice to see. I was sort of concerned that this war might be a little bit more difficult than the one we had previously, but this time it is towards capitulation. No more peace deals unless we get unconditional surrender. Yeah, look at the Illyrians go. Holy, they have like 50 divisions. That's huge. Wow. And they're also fighting Serbia as well. So it is sort of a race against time, because if the Serbians and the Austrians manage to cap Illyria, we're gonna be in trouble. But just before that, we're gonna get pushing in. Look at that! Oh my, what is this? Question of the Western Slav. Okay, I believe these are claims that we could get up to Saxony in Germany. Minus 23% stab. You know what? Let's make it minus 33. So right now I believe we have cores on Germany, right? Yeah, look at that. Oh my god. So yeah, the blue ones are my cores and the green ones are my claims. Okay, I don't mind that at all. I'm also doing this focus, opposing Western Pan-Slavism, which gives me even more cores, so we're gonna quickly be building up to be a true superpower. And as you can see, the second Weltkrieg also started, and the Russians immediately jumped in, which is sort of huge because it's hopefully gonna make the Germans a little bit weaker. So whenever we have dealt with the Austrians, we could be ready to jump in against the Germans. So I just finished the Pan-Slavism focus, and these are my cores right now. Like, holy jumping, these are some really juicy cores, and if we manage to get them all, we're gonna be a true superpower, that's for sure. Yeah, so as I was expecting, the war wasn't that easy. I really had to struggle for a while, take a lot of casualties and things like that, but thankfully the Illyrians are actually looking better. I mean, I sort of have more troops on the border at least, but there's a huge river here, that being the Danube, and I definitely didn't just Google that. So we'll see if we can break through, because I just managed to clear up the pocket here in Galicia. We could take Vienna, maybe. It's not looking that good. I wish I had Marines, but I obviously don't. Maybe the Illyrians can help up. If we can just make one push, maybe just take Vienna or something, I think things would really ease up. Or if I had an air force or anything. It's just trying to brute force here. It's difficult, but looks like we might be able to take Vienna. Come on, I have my mountaineers here as well, pushing into Vienna as well, come on. Yeah, we're slowly but surely making some progress, so I think we'll be able to handle this war. Alright, so I managed to make a little bit of a push, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you ask, the Illyrians actually peaced out with the Austrians, so now it's just me against the Austrians. But as you can see, I managed to get up to the Illyrian border, cut up Hungarians from the Austrians, and now it's sort of easier. Also, in the focus tree, one of the unique things about Czechoslovakia or Bohemia is that you can create your own faction, the little Entente, and that's what I did. I could have joined the proper Entente, I could have joined the Germans or even the Russians. But I wanted to make my own Entente, but I couldn't invite that many countries. I just invited Greece and Fiume under the leadership of the Admiral Miklos Horthy. But yeah, it's looking like I'm finally able to finish off this war. Also, unfortunately, the Russians peaced out with the Germans, so now it's the Germans only against the Internationale. I just gotta hope that the Germans aren't able to defeat them before I attack them. Alright, so I cleaned up the Hungarian pocket, and looks like the war is about to be over. Just a few more pushes here into the Austrian mountains, and we have secured our place as the sole ruler of the Austrian lands. And the Uno reverse card has been played. Yes, Austria and Hungary are now both under Czechoslovak control. A few other crazy things happened. Actually, the Germans attacked the Russians again. I think the Russians are sort of in trouble. Like, look at that, they have 0 war support, minus 63 stability. Yeah, I think they're gonna capitulate whenever the Germans only take St. Petersburg and Moscow. That's obviously not good because I know I'm gonna fight the Germans. And if the Germans also control Russia, we're gonna be in trouble. But other crazy thing happened. For some odd reason, the Ukrainians left the Reichspakt. So now they're independent and not in any factions. And if you remember, I have cores on all of Ukraine's lands. And in the focus tree, I managed to get a war goal on Ukraine. And the Ukrainians are actually fighting the Russians currently as well. So I think we're gonna pivot and go in Ukraine. And if I can get the Ukrainian lands, we're gonna be a true powerhouse. And at that point, I think I can maybe, just maybe, fight the Germans. Oh my god, remember how I referenced KCD2 in the intro? We have this focus here, Jan Žižka's Vision of War. If you have played KCD2, this is a reference to it. Well, obviously it's not a reference, I know. I know Žižka is a historical figure who did a lot of things, but you know, he played a major role in KCD2. I'm not sure if his Vision of War was about armor technology, to be fair, because I don't think armor technology existed back in the, 1400s? Well, how do you like me now? Ukraine is no more. It is under the Czechoslovak control. I mean, these are some truly hideous borders, but we don't care about hideous borders because we care about having a strong nation ready to fight against the German menace. Look at this. 71 million core population, 184 factories. Wow. Now we're just gonna build up our military as quickly as possible, maybe, hopefully before the Russians capitulate, and then we're gonna attack the Germans. Oh, by the way, look at this. I think the shape of our nation looks sort of like, I don't know, like a flamethrower, I don't know, or some sort of maybe alien gun, I don't know. It just reminds me of a gun. Here we are. I'm almost ready to fight the Germans. I just need a few more troops out and about. I mean, the front lines are absolutely huge, and actually the Russians are sort of holding on, I would say. So I'm not really in that much of an urgency. And why is there a Czechoslovak railway gun here? I'm sorry, I have no idea what's going on. Can I get this railway gun, please? Why is it there? When did I get that railway gun? I'm sorry. I'm just getting distracted. Whatever. So, we have the election of 1942, and we have a few options. We could still keep the same parties around that I had here in the first election, but there are a few extra candidates. We have the fledgling Traders Party, which I guess promote trading. Honestly, I have no idea. But we also have the Party of Moderate Progress. What's that about? Maybe we'll have a look. The Party of Moderate Progress wins the election of 1942. Boom shakalaka. And now we are led by this beautiful, handsome man named Jaroslav Hasek, under the ideology of Hasekism. Look at that logo. Hasekism, oftentimes jokingly referred to as alcoholism or moderate progressivism, defines, or more aptly attempts to define, the varied, mercurial, and otherworldly ideology of Jaroslav Hasek. Unique Czech in every way, Hasek calls for state alcoholism, wealth redistribution, moderate anarchism, and the eradication of the global status quo, to name a few things. State alcoholism. Just let that sink in. It's something yeah. I have no words, but this is just beautiful. This is purely golden. Cheers, guys. Crack open another cold one. Do it now for state alcoholism. Okay, I swear to God, I did not plan for this. I think I read from the Kaiserredux Discord that if New England happens to have the Prohibition Party, you could declare war on them. And this was just a completely random thing I read on the Discord, and I just scoffed it off and laughed at it, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna never happen. But just by random chance, New England happens to have the Prohibition Party in power, and we got this event. Oh my God, where we can declare war on New England because they have the Prohibition Party in power. Prohibition versus alcoholism. I mean, they are not in the Entente. If they were, I would not do it. But they are independent and in no faction. I mean, I don't think I can ever get there. I have no navy or anything. Only thing, if they go to war against Canada or the Americans, that's when I maybe could invade them. But you know what? I'm gonna do it. Let's go. We shall settle this once and for all by force. To war. Prohibition versus alcoholism. Round 1. Let's go, baby. Alright, so I've been building up my army and I think I'm ready to go. Well, I preferably would have waited a little longer, but the Germans made a push on the Western Front and they are pushing into the Commune of France. Thankfully, the Russians are still sort of holding. I mean, they're pretty far away from Moscow, but oh boy, I don't think I'm ready, but I have really no other options. I got a war goal on Poland from the focus tree, and they are in the Reichspakt. So here we go. With the power of alcohol, we are ready for war against the Germans. We need to liberate our course. Let's go. And thankfully we're immediately getting some green bubbles. That's a good sight, obviously. We just want to push everywhere. Come on, guys, I can do it. Let's go. Yeah, I think I really caught the Germans off guard. I mean, I get some nice encirclements here. I managed to take Warsaw. Yeah, it was the right time to declare the war, I guess. I mean, I am very overstretched, and whenever they start consolidating their troops on my borders, I am gonna be in a lot of trouble. But right now, I just want to push as far as I can, as deep as I can, and maybe hurt them, get some encirclements, and cripple them. And because they are fighting the Russians and the International, maybe with the Germans having wars on every single front, they're gonna be in trouble. That's what I'm hoping, at least. Yes, look at this. Oh, the Germans are about to be done for. I managed to cut off the Baltics away from the Germans, and I also reached the front lines of the International, and now we share a flank here. We still haven't taken Berlin, and Germans are still able to sort of hold on, but I don't think it's gonna last long. I mean, I know I am very overstretched, and look at this. Canada is also invading the Union of Britain, but if we're fast, I think the Germans are about to be done for. Come on, just keep on pushing, my boyos. And I just took Berlin. It is so Jover. It's never been more Jover than this. Come on, we just have to push a little bit more. In all honesty, I have no idea when the collapse of Reichspakt event fires or what triggers it, but you know what, pushing, and eventually it should happen. The Germans are still pretty far away from capitulating, so there's a lot more pushing I need to do, unfortunately. Just keep on cleaning up these pockets. It is a struggle, but we are almost there. Finally, the Reichspakt has collapsed. As you can see, the Germans have a faction no more, and now it's just a matter of cleaning up the last few remnants and getting ready for some peace deals. Here we go, this is the big one. Oh yeah, and I finally can take back all my cores. I'll see you in a bit. Oh yes, look at this. This is looking really nice. We have almost 500 factories and over 100 million core manpower. I think we're gonna get more because now we can click this button. Proclaim the West Slavic Union. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna try to say this name. Zapadolavski. No, I said it wrong. Zapadoslovanski Socialistski Republic. Wow, look at this. We have a pretty cool flag as well. We're still at war with a few countries, we just have to clean them up, especially Crimea, and I also took the German Navy, by the way. So maybe Maybe I could try and naval invade New England to get rid of this prohibition party scum. Oh, and we're doing some nice focuses as well. Like for instance, we gave everyone a pocket aquarium. Why not? We got the Czech Inquisition, which actually made us a secular state. We're gonna give judicial immunity to priests, and of course, reintroduction of slavery. This is... Oh my, like what is this? I have nothing else to say. Slavery and serfdom has its benefits, despite the stigma against it. It greatly increases work production, something our state desperately needs right now as we seek to progress and modernize. Oh, pre-planned rotating labor schedules shall be instituted for most professions, and ensuring that all labors are worked on around the clock by industrious little civilians. Of course, they shall still be paid their wage and give their meager protections like they have enjoyed it. But now there shall never be a moment of rest for our new, that thing, the state that never sleeps. I mean, let's be real. If you just put quotation marks on it and pay them, it's not slavery, right? Right. Good news, everybody. The Commonwealth of America with Mr. William Dudley Pelly just attacked New England, and you know what that means. I get to ask for military access, and I can send my troops here to finally get rid of that prohibitionist scum. Oh yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. There can only be alcoholism, nothing else. This is another truly golden focus. Rehabilitate the animals. Every man, woman and child needs food. And with vast forests and rivers overrun by furry beasts, it's time for rehabilitation of these creatures. We shall domesticate the beasts that we can and hunt the ones we cannot, filling the bellies of every soul in our state with home cold and homegrown food. Not a single citizen shall be allowed to go hungry, just like an army, a nation marches towards progress on its stomach. And we're gonna imagine all the Bohemian bears and wolves and things like that just being domesticated. I mean, what is this? Russia? Oh, and by the way, who cares about nature or the biodiversity when you can just hunt and domesticate? Look at that, we finally took out New England. I mean, I know, technically it is American land, but let's be real. We could bring alcoholism, not just alcoholism mind you, state alcoholism, to the place where the prohibition movement actually started and ended up having a strong political grip. New England was ruled by the prohibition party, and when you keep that in mind, I think it's only fair that we take New England for ourselves. And now we finally get down to the focus you've all been waiting for. Mandatory alcoholism. It is impossible to deny that this glorious and ever-progressing nation of ours runs out of alcohol. Even our own party itself was born in the famed Kravin restaurant, one of the most famous pubs in Prague, to quench the thirst of our people and to bring them the liquid libations they so thoroughly enjoy. Breweries, pubs, wineries, stills, bars, and more must be expanded and constructed across the nation. Every stain must be full and every keg must be tapped, with an endless supply behind them ready for refills at any time. The alcohol industry shall rise to become one of our dominant economic sectors, and all within the nation shall be able to enjoy a taste of this progress brought by the SMPV MZ, mandatory alcoholism. Mandatory alcoholism and slavery. What a great nation. And look at this. The mandatory alcoholism actually gives me weekly war sports, division attack and defense. Like, this is honestly hilarious. Alright, so I just finished the focus tree for us, and unfortunately I didn't get anything. I mean, it sort of gave me the idea that maybe I would get some war goals or something, because the final focus is called demolition of the globe. Honestly, it's sort of proclaiming that we're gonna detonate the wicked planet. Nothing unfortunately happened. I mean, I get some bonuses for atomic research and rocketry, things like that. Wow. But yeah, this is basically it. We control essentially almost all of Eastern Europe apart from the Balkans. We're a true powerhouse, and essentially we could conquer anyone. We could just conquer Russia or the International or things like that, but there's not really any point. We control all our course, and I think that's good enough for me. But what we did do was create this utopian country with slavery and mandatory alcoholism. Everyone, from the moment they're born, are given a pint of beer, a true great Czech lager, and it's gonna be forced down their throat. No ifs, ands or buts. Everyone is an alcoholic and a slave. Would you want to live in a country like that? Well, it is possible. Mr. Yaroslav Hasek has personally invited you to join him in, well, this svaz. Let's call it the svaz, but only if you can pronounce it right. And you also have to crack open one more cold one, and of course subscribe to the channel. Sorry, this is the final challenge. You have to do both. You have to drink one more and subscribe to the channel. But honestly, this run was a lot of fun. I love playing as Bohemia. It's sort of this path where you start from nothing because you're a puppet, and then you fight against your overlord and you become this huge great powerhouse that can take on anyone, and the paths have a lot of flavor. Of course, it's a lot of waiting around, and every single path requires the same thing, going through the same sort of path here in the beginning of the focus tree and then doing the revolt, because only after that, that's when the fun begins. And also for this one, I only got this path in 1942. But there are some other paths with a lot of flavor. I mean, you can do the totalist path. It is very different. You could go for some right-wing nationalism with Laika. You could get the Hussites back, or even become a monarchy. These paths are unique compared to the one I did today. But cheers, guys. Cheers. Once more. Or how did you say it? Na zdrowie. Na zdrowie to everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming this far and supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. Honestly, it does. This has been Kilobi. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more Kaiserredux, let me know in the comments. Let me know what path you want to see. Bohemia or maybe some other country. But yeah, bye for now.
I feel quite hungry!